all over at Emirates Stadium. It finished Arsenal 3, Liverpool 2. Wow. Really difficult game to kind of keep your emotions in check, especially when you're working on it. But thankfully we got through it in the end. Look, Arsenal, for periods, particularly in the first half, really struggled against this Liverpool side. It's a really good, strong Liverpool side. I don't care what they've started this season like. They've got quality in every area of the pitch. They've got two beasts at centre-back. They've got a really good midfield when Thiago's in there pulling strings. They've got an incredibly devastating front line. And they really put us to the test in the first half. We took the lead after 58 seconds. Perfect start. You couldn't have asked for more. You couldn't have wished for more. And then when we were pegged back, you wondered how we were going to respond. And once again, the Emirates Stadium got up on their feet, got behind the team, got behind the players. And you saw what a difference that made, because it lifted them again. And we rode through some difficult periods, as I say, after Liverpool equalised. But end of the first half, we go and find another goal. Another devastating Arsenal counter-attack, brilliantly worked. Gabriel Martinelli, superb today, really brilliant. I know Bukayo Saka got a couple of goals, but for me, Gabriel Martinelli was the man of the match. He was outstanding in everything he did. And then you start the second half, and I thought we started it really well. Martin Odegaard with a really good opportunity to make it 3-1, and he just didn't take it. My one criticism of Martin Odegaard has always been that in those positions he needs to do more. He needs to be more devastating. For someone of that technical ability, he's got to be able to make it count more often, and he wasn't able to do so. And you started to wonder, especially after Liverpool equalised for a second time, how the game was going to pan out. But we kept going. We were braver in the second half. We imposed ourselves on Liverpool. We didn't go into our shells. I think the goal right on the stroke of half time really lifted us and really picked us up. And then we got what we deserved with the penalty. I have to admit, I thought we were slightly fortunate not to concede a penalty in the first half when Gabriel had his arm out. If that was against us, I'd have wanted it, I've got to say. So I thought we were a little bit fortunate in that sense. But, we kept plugging away. We kept playing the football. We kept creating chances. We kept creating situations, maybe more than chances, I think is probably the better word. And then we got the penalty. Gabriel Jesus with some clever forward play, getting his body in front, taking the kick from Thiago. And there it was. Arsenal get the spot kick and the opportunity to obviously win the game. And, Bukayo Saka, he's put those Euro demons to bed. He's done that already. He did that before. He did that at the end of last season. But if there was any question as to whether he was over it, this was it today, because he stepped up and dispatched that penalty brilliantly. Look, we went through difficult periods. We went through difficult moments. I saw some people on social media saying the atmosphere wasn't very good today, or in comparison to what it has been. It was. But there were moments where the fans were nervous, and there's moments where that comes across and you can feel it in the atmosphere. So, it's something that's going to happen. But for the most part, every time Liverpool scored, the fans got up and got behind the team. Every time they needed to rally behind the boys, they did. And in the end, we got our reward, because we were the better team by far in the second period, I thought. And that's a testament to the character of this side, because it would have been easy, despite, sort of going in front initially, to kind of let that confidence sort of drain out of us as Liverpool started to take control of the game. The goal on the stroke of half time, though, made the world of difference. We'll talk about individual player performances on the podcast coming up later tonight, live on YouTube, and it'll be available in all the places you normally get your podcasts from. But for now, I want to mention a special shout out to Gabriel Martinelli, to Gabriel Jesus, who worked incredibly hard. The back line was a little bit questionable at times. I thought Gabriel was a little bit off it again today in terms of his positioning, decision making. Did the Tomiyasu thing at left back work? Mo Salah was very quiet and got hooked off, so maybe you have to say it did. But we'll get into all of that in much more detail. But Arsenal are back at the top of the league. This was a game that they needed to win. This was a game that they needed to show some mettle, show some steel, and show that they've matured from what we've seen over the last few years. And I think they did that. If you told me at the start of Tottenham and Liverpool that we'd get 6 points, I'd have said that's a little bit beyond our reach. We've done it. We've gone and done it. And we're in a really great position. And of course, Leeds is our next league game, which is going to be tough. We've got Bodo Glimt midweek as well. Now it's about rotation, keeping the squad fresh, keeping people hungry. You could see Mikel Arteta on the touchline, living, breathing, kicking every ball. Great to see him in that kind of mood, and great to see him kind of building and creating that energy that he keeps talking about. But everyone in this stadium today was superb. Everyone was brilliant. Everyone deserves credit. Liverpool are a great side. They really are. You see it even more when you see them in the flesh. And to come out on top, albeit slightly fortuitously maybe, at the fact that the winner came from a penalty, and maybe we should have conceded a penalty, I don't know. But I'm delighted, really pleased, and up the Arsenal we move on. Catch you all later.